Hi, I'm Dinesh Wardas. I'm the author of this book, Divine or Demoniac, ? Spiritual Movements and the Enemies Within. As you can tell, the cover is controversial and intentionally so, because I wanted to alert the reader at this world is not what we think it is. However, unfortunately, many people do judge a book by its cover and have been too timid to venture into the inner pages. So what I want to do is give them a toehold, a little, put their toe in the water. I'm going to read the preface and the introduction, and perhaps that will convince some people who are a bit afraid of the book that maybe it's not what they thought it was. So today I'm going to read the preface, and in another recording we will read the introduction. Okay, here we go. Divine or Demoniac, Spiritual Movements and the Enemies Within. Preface. Some 20 years ago, a series of breadcrumbs were strewn before me, which I followed out of intrigue and curiosity. Gradually, the information I picked up, bit by bit, formed a pattern of dots. The dots then morphed into a picture, and finally the picture presented a story that wanted to be told. Wanted is not quite the correct word. Rather, I was pressed to tell the story, and not just once, but again and again, and even again over the course of those 20 years. Pressed is also not the right word. Impelled is much more accurate, the force of which grew to the point where, despite my hesitation, I could no longer say no. I write that as a way of saying that I did not intentionally set out to write this book. That is, I did not begin with a conclusion and go looking for supporting evidence. Rather, the information coming to me challenged me to question what I thought I, quote, knew. And as I did, I learned that what I thought I knew could more accurately be called assumptions. That is, ill-placed and even wrong assumptions in light of the new evidence. That is the way of all discovery, the willingness to question one's assumptions, and especially in pursuit of a higher understanding of life, to question the assumptions that we build our lives on. And isn't that what we must do as we each strive to reach the ultimate goal of life? Isn't it necessary to overturn every last one of our assumptions until we come face to face with the truth, truth with a capital T? Yet everyone in this world is very much attached to the world that they built around their assumptions. Their assumptions allow them to live happily, to find security, love, and enjoyment, especially those who will go about it in a religious or a spiritual way. But although the assumptions are castles of sand, the enjoyers of this world are very much attached to their castles, and vehemently they protect them. Don't touch the sand castles. Well, if we won't disturb our own sandcastles to dig down to the bedrock of fact and truth, time and tide will inevitably wash the castles away, along with our false assumptions. However, distinguishing facts from assumptions can be an adventure if we take courage to loosen our grip on what we think we know, and are willing to look at the evidence that might challenge or even contradict our assumptions. Can we survive the journey? Although it might be a little scary, by continuing, we will certainly find the bedrock of truth, where we can become securely established. In the final analysis, the sandcastles will assuredly be vanquished, but we have a choice about how that will happen. Which way will we choose? Lost to disillusionment, sadness, confusion, and despair? Or intentionally demolished and replaced with permanent structures built on truth and understanding. That's the end of the preface. I'll continue in another recording with the introduction. Hare Krishna.